informative and contains my opinion and understanding of the subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. I don't know why you can't see me. There I go. Much better. Hi, everyone. So I'm on here today because I saw Stephan Stern's emails. I feel like I need to weigh in. So I have my handy dandy notes here. I usually print them out, and I was getting mad at my printer because it wasn't working. Then I realized that it's 2025 and that I could just pull it up on my iPad and just read it from there if I need it. So there we go. But I was like I was like reading them, and I was saying all of these things out loud, and I'm like, I should just write these down. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Can everybody hear me? Welcome, Mark the Shark. You're the best. Thank you for being here. Hopefully Truth will be here any minute too. Let me just say hello to everyone. All right, there we go. So Cuff You, what's up, Cuff You? Love Tacos, thank you for being here. Mark, thank you for being here. Whoever else is here, thank you for being here. I appreciate you guys. Today, I need to go over some of these emails, you guys. So I know that a lot of people, I mean, not everybody, I don't know, but I know that some people, hi Phoenix, I know some people aren't into stuff when it comes to kids and stuff, unfortunately. Awesome. Thank you, Cleo. Unfortunately, these cases come up and these people do these things regardless. So I feel like somebody has to cover some of this stuff, right? And I think that the Stephan Stern's case, because I have my specialization in marriage and family therapy, they literally give off an amazing dysfunctional family. So it's perfect for this. All right, here we go. You guys ready for this one? This is much. I hope everybody has their coffee. Thank you, Mark the Shark, for telling me. All right, here we go. Let me pull this up. Let's not waste any time on this. All right, let me share my screen. This is crazy, you guys. All right, let me pull this up on stage. I'm getting used to this. All right, here we go. Let me see. Let me just make sure I have the best thing one for this. Oh, look, I can make myself smaller like that. That might be more helpful. I have this one too where I could put it on the whole thing, but then you don't see me at all. So I'm going to put me down in the corner so you guys could see me. Not that anybody's dying to see me, but just in case. Oh my God. Phoenix. Thank you. I've only been on for 2 seconds. Wow. You guys have no idea how much I appreciate all of you. I usually get people often say that I'm very appreciative. I know a few of you said it on the messages. They're you seem like a very appreciative lady. I'm okay, well, number one, who's a lady? Who says lady? But I'll take it. I'll take lady over other things. Trust me. Just saying. Lady makes me sound a little bit old, but I'm good with it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You guys, just so you know, I made sure I kept my word, and my memberships are $1.99. So I'd made it to where hopefully anybody could join if they wanted to. I did drop last night. I did a kids video. I know it sounds pretty crazy, but it's on feelings. I'll show it at the end so that if anybody wants to stay to watch it, you can. If not, there's no pressure to do so. So I just wanted to show you that. Here, I'm going to put the comments up here so we could see everybody's comments. All right, awesome. Hi, Cleo. Hi, Phoenix. Welcome, Lee. I'm so excited. Okay, so let's do this. All right, here goes these emails. All right, you ready for this? So this first email, all right, so first let me just set the stage. So he's in solitary confinement. Just in case you're not familiar with the case, this is Stephan Stern's. He's accused of CSAM, child abuse charges. He abused his girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend's daughter since she was 8 years old. Her 13th birthday was 4 days before she went missing, and then eventually is found unalived. And he is in jail for that. And he's in jail for both things. So he's going to have 2 different trials coming up. They're going to do the CSAM trial first so that if he gets convicted, which they think he will, because he literally tried to get rid of everything on his Google Drive. And we all know, I don't know why he didn't think this, but we all know that you could delete everything, get a new phone. And the minute you open up your Google, it all comes back. So I don't know why he thought that he deleted it. He did a factory reset on his phone twice. I was like, that's not shady. But it didn't work. They got most of the things. And then his dad found a disc that had 3,500 CSAM materials. So they're going to do that trial first so that if or when he gets found guilty of that, they could use that as special circumstances in the next trial. And oh my gosh, tacos, stop it. You guys, I left for 2 seconds and I come back and there's another member. I literally want to cry. You guys have no idea. I can't handle this. Thank you. I don't even know what to say. Thank you. So let's start these. So Stephan's talking to his parents. They have no idea that these are going to get out, okay? Eventually in the emails, they do. But in the beginning, they have no idea. So in this beginning, we have Stephan Stearns. This is from the jail, and he is in solitary, okay? So he says, oh, I see. Wait, let me make sure I'm at the beginning. I'm not. See, I'm so glad I looked at that. I'm like, wait, this doesn't sound like the beginning. So these are from July of 2024. So this very first one, it says, hey, I just got, this is him talking to his parents. Hey, I just got the tablet and we'll have it until 4:45 p.m. I received some of the books today, The Lost World, Ready Player One, The Lord of the Rings trilogy, and the origami book. Thank you very much for sending me those. And please include Jurassic Park amongst the next batch you send, since it becomes before The Lost World, and I would like to read them in order. Okay, first of all, really, Stephan? You got your parents to send you all these books and you're like, he can't even say thank you. He literally says, thank you for these, but include Jurassic Park next time. Just so you guys know, whenever somebody says something like that, and he doesn't really write the word but here, he says, and please instead of but please. He might as well write but. Whenever you say but, anything you said before that is pretty much trash. So he only said thank you for this. Wait till you guys see how much this guy likes root beer barrels. That's why I wrote hashtag root beer barrels on there. So it says, I received my commissary. That's another thing. He's like obsessed with his commissary. Everything, all roads lead back to his kiosk. I swear to God, wait till you guys see. I had edited to reduce the amount of coffees, so he gets 1 million coffees, and get a bag of root beer barrels with it. I saw that you hadn't been able to add any more funds, so I kept it small. The account is likely around -$3 today. I'm currently rereading The Hobbit for proper lead up to The Lord of the Rings and can't wait to get the similarity as well as it takes place for The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. Okay, Stephan. I wrote down here, sir, you're facing charges, not prepping for a Tolkien trivia night. Okay, how about that one? The account now is $3 negative, you guys. So, and you'll see that this is like a running theme. He'll be like, oh, well, my account's probably like $5 negative now. So if you can you top it off like it's a beer? I'm currently rereading. He tells us all that. How are things with the Poodle Palace? So his mom, for a living, she raises poodles and then sells them. So right now they're struggling a little bit financially, but she tells them like, hopefully this will change once I am able to sell the puppies. So here we go. I made it a little bit bigger for you guys. How do I get rid of this on the edge? Oh, there we go. I don't know why we can't get rid of that part. Maybe if I just download it. Let's see. Let's download it so we don't have to do that. Check internet connection. No. Does that mean you guys can't see me? Oh, you can. You're late. It's okay, Kylie. How are you? Welcome. Phoenix, hello. Does he forget he's incarcerated and what his charges are? Nope, he absolutely does not. He absolutely does forget. He does not like have any, he has no insight. Or he just doesn't, I don't know that I would say he doesn't care. I just don't think that, I guess he doesn't care. It just never even comes up. You'll see that he tries to he puts all of his problems on outside reasons. So nothing's ever his fault. So we're going to see that too. So he asks how the Poodle Palace are, how are the puppies, and how are you and mom doing? So let me set this up real quick. All of these are occurring on his dad's account. However, his mom is sometimes writing and his dad is sometimes writing. And I can easily tell which one he's talking to. So I'll let you know. Right now he's speaking to his dad. Anything new or exciting? Things are basically the same here. 4 walls, a metal rack. I have been so busy making different origami patterns from the Easy book and look forward to breaking into this new book, which has some very interesting designs. You guys are going to see he is very well versed as far as his words. So he does use good language when he speaks. And I think if anything, the lesson there is reading, believe it or not, really does expand your vocabulary, your thought process, and a whole bunch of other things. So I don't know. We used to get these things at my daughter's school, and it shows you like if your kid reads so many minutes per day or something, by the time they turn 18, they will have read like multiple books more than their counterpart who did not read growing up. So you could tell that Stephan, even when he talks, so he has very good verbiage. However, he sometimes uses it very awkwardly. Okay. So for his, you're going to see how much he loves coffee. So then the dad, let's see, is this the dad? Yes. So this is from Chris, the dad. Well, crap. Sorry about adding funds. I just added 50. Also, I was out on appointments, so I guess I missed your window. Puppies are fine. They're sort of walking, noisier, and eyes are beginning to open. It won't be too long where they will assemble a choir and the singing begins. So in other words, that's a nice way of saying they're all going to start barking and yelping. Joy, I've been busy acclimating to the new company. So he's working for a new company. Everything remains the same except displaying a different banner. The CRM is the same, but back end systems are totally different. There's no brick and mortar. So he just goes on about this. While things are slow, I'm using time to immerse myself in the CRM platform. So he starts talking about like how he is into technology and stuff like that. I'm going to go past this one because this one doesn't really talk about anything as far as, I'll just read the end of it, but he talks mostly about his work. So then he says, Mark sent me a photo of his son who was in the hospital recovering from surgery due to a work accident. He works in construction, carpentry, trim work, and was scaffolding on a scaffold that collapsed, falling 18 feet, landing on his feet. Oh, and crushing both ankles. Oh, he will be laid up for about 12 weeks and therapy afterwards. Needless to say, he's in a lot of pain. Loves and hugs. Catch up soon. So now Stephan writes back, hey, I just got the tablet back. It's only a half battery, so it'll die sooner than I'm okay. When you guys see a word highlighted here, there was a word highlighted in the other one. What was it? I thought that it was my highlight at first, and it wasn't. It was their highlight. All right, I don't see it there, but when I see it, I'll let you know. But over here, so this is the first one then that we see, and it's the word die, right? So the prison has so many words that are flagged. So if anybody writes these words, they flag them. Wait, do we have another member? You guys, I don't even know what to do with myself. You guys are like so good to me. I can't even take it. Okay. So over here, he gets flagged for saying this. So I would assume that this would be one that a human person would have to look at. So they have the algorithm where they put your emails through. And if it doesn't pick up on any of the words, which I'm thinking like, if you were a really smart criminal, wouldn't you have different words for this stuff? Like if you were really talking about like, you know, drugs or something, like I feel like you would have a different word for it. Like, I don't know, my video games or something. Like, I feel like you wouldn't be saying like my hair, like, I don't know. So I don't know how much this really works. So he says, I'm sure I received the Hailing Trilogy book today. That will be interesting. And I'm near the end of the first book of The Lord of the Rings. Congo is still MIA. And I got notice a few days ago that a package was returned to sender because apparently contains a cell phone charger holder of some kind. I wonder if Congo might have also been in that package. I also got notification from the DBPR, so this is the real estate people in his state, saying that I'm essentially going to lose my license for dishonest dealing, having to do with the charges against me. I guess they only care to differentiate between charges and convictions. So now it's like, you guys, he's not convicted yet. He's just charged. So why is he losing his real estate license? I would say his dad's the one with the real estate license, and his dad probably got Stephan's for him because Stephan has no job that sells real estate or any job for that matter. He works at Disney for like a few months. That's it. So, excuse me. Sorry, you guys. As of now, the license is in involuntary suspension, I think. I don't remember the letter too well. I'm not surprised. I met with another attorney today. I guess I will be meeting more as time goes on, but we talked a little bit and I left feeling a bit more hopeful. I don't know what the hell he's hopeful of, you guys. Yeah, I don't know. So I wouldn't be very hopeful if I was him. That's probably the wrong adjective. So that's something. And I can only pray that my hope is well placed. Hang in there for me. We might get through this still. Doubt it. None of the inmates got their commissary deliveries this past Friday. Oh, I have a feeling he's going to lie here. I feel like he's setting himself up for a lie. I'm not even sure if the orders are charged or not, since I haven't had a chance to check. I ordered a buttload of coffees and a couple packs of root beer candy. So I'm hoping it gets delivered tomorrow instead, but I'll see. We'll see. I may have to make another order if not. So fingers crossed that it was only a delay. I was offered rec time today, meaning time outside in the yard, but I'd been up all night and was too tired to go. Okay, you guys. It says, so hopefully they ask again soon so I can finally feel the sun and wind on my skin and breathe fresh air for the first time in over 4 months. This is my thing. If you hadn't been out in 4 months, right, and you finally get time to go out for rec time, right, I don't care if I was up all night. Like I would assume, like he keeps talking about in other emails how like he hasn't been outside. He says like the wind, the fresh wind, he wants to feel the fresh wind on his face. I'm like, what? Like who talks like that, right? I don't know. I have a doctorate degree and I don't say shit like that. So I feel like he's just very animated. And I feel like this goes to show like the character that he tries to play. You'll see what I mean. So this is exciting news about the new company. I'm glad to hear things are picking up for you. Do you know why, you guys? Because that means his dad will make more money to put on the commissary so he could get his kiosk. You must be knee deep in noisy, happy puppies by now, and I'm wishing I was there. No, you aren't. I love you both. Hugs and kisses. Right back soon. He literally tells a police officer when he's on his way to the, when they transfer him from jail to prison, that his parents are old and all they do is yell and the puppies do nothing but bark. So he couldn't wait to get out of the house. So he clearly does not love the dogs the way that dad thinks he does, or the way that he says he does. Okay. So he keeps talking about how he loves and misses his parents and stuff. I wrote down that, he gives family values a whole new warped meaning. He really does. So this is from the guy sitting in jail with 3,500 CSAM files and a dead child case. Okay. But he loves and kisses and he can't wait till all be together. I don't know. So dad writes, yo, Stephan, good to hear from you. Why are there such long breaks between hearing from you? You want to know why, you guys? Because his dad put $50 on the kiosk. So it's not until Stephan needs more money that he even thinks about calling the parents back. I report to mom your deliveries and I'll chase down Congo. Did you get the mail? How did you learn about DBPR? Have the attorneys given you the POA to sign the power of attorney? Puppies are 3 weeks old, up and walking, and have mock battles. Okay, with lots of grrrs. Laugh out loud. Are you able to have visitors yet? Any news about the trial? Pre-trial meetings is Wednesday. What are you hearing? Love, hugs, and kisses from us both. Again, that comes from the giving us family values, a whole new warped message. But over here we have the dad. He's asking about the DBRT because this is the first time Stephan ever has like an adult conversation with him, if you will. Okay. Let's see what we have here. So hi, Phoenix. Phoenix says he's still playing the part of their precious little boy. Yes, even though, yes, he's a grown-ass man. He sure is. I just had a grown-ass man to your thing, but he definitely is, right? So I think he got away with far too much for too long. It's the live stream. It's the live stream. Hang tight. Sorry. And I have my connection on, so I don't even know why. Phoenix, it was the live stream. I totally apologize. Just hang in there. I'm on the computer that could. It's like the little engine that could. The very first thing that I buy with anything I make from YouTube is going to be a new computer. This computer is horrifying. So yes, I'm back. I'm so sorry. Just hang in there. If that happens, it'll only happen for a few seconds. I promise you, I will get a new computer the minute that I can. So any bit of money is going to stay in YouTube until I have enough to get a computer. Then I'll get a new computer and hopefully this will never happen again. So just try to hang in there with me. I apologize. I do appreciate you guys. Okay. So let's go back to here. So now Stephan writes back, hey, yes, I can get mail. That was how I learned of DBPR. See, he only learned of it now. He's literally supposedly been a realtor for years. So he's only learned about the DBPR now. His dad clearly got it for him. So pre-trials till Wednesday, but I won't go myself, just my attorneys. Presumably I can have visitors. I no longer have any restrictions that I'm aware of. So he's talking about restrictions as far as mental health and stuff like that. It says, I'm just in protective custody. Oh, is that it? I think visits may be done through a video screen, though. I don't know if they do face-to-face. They don't, but I can find out. Sorry for the gaps in communication. He wants to say, or he's thinking, sorry for the gaps in communication. I still had commissary on my kiosk, but I'm running out. So now I'm going to write to you. So basically, I'm at the mercy of this. Listen to how he talks. I'm at the mercy of the availability of devices and the whims of the guards. Some are more willing to accommodate or do any extra work than others, and it doesn't do well to nag or pester them over it. I wish I could hear the grrrs and little barks. That would make my day. How are you a mom holding up? So here, you guys, I think this is an important one because it shows that, I know, Sarah, I'm sorry, we're talking about the Stephan Stern thing, and my computer went out for like a second. If that happened, you guys, again, just hang in there. I apologize. I did lose like 2 people, but whatever. Hopefully you guys hang in there with me. I appreciate you. So yeah, this is funny. So funny in the sense, not funny at all. Funny in the sense that I feel like he just got done reading a chapter of a book because he's literally like the whimsical, this and that. Like, are you serious? So now his mom writes back. So it says, from mom, just missed the last message I sent. Well, that answers the question of where my cell phone stand went because I didn't get it. Good old Amazon wanting to box stuff together. Apparently, they didn't get the address that the holder was different. I said Congo was shipped. So it said Congo was shipped. So I'm guessing that is what happened. I will resend it. I hope this new attorney is a little more willing to listen and help. We do stand with you as our son. That won't change regardless. I think the mom has to play a little bit harder ball. We still haven't heard about anything from the power of attorney or anything. They didn't say if they finally got the information from Sarasota Memorial stuff. That's where she's hoping that they get stuff about his supposed brain injury that he got when he was a kid. The problem with this whole brain injury story is that she reports them going and like staying at the hospital and stuff for this brain injury. And then all of a sudden, there's like, we find out that he didn't even stay overnight. Like he went, I mean, I've gotten a concussion before. I don't know if you guys have. You go to the hospital, they check you out, and then they'll like send you home. I feel like that's pretty much what happened to him. And I don't even know that he got a concussion. I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. But his parents or his mom specifically makes it sound like he has like a traumatic brain injury and that's what's responsible for what he did. I think this is important to note because this shows a lot of narcissistic traits, in my opinion, for the mom. I'm not saying narcissistic personality, but definitely narcissistic traits so far. Her ability not to take responsibility for anything is just amazing here. Oh, thank you, Mark. I just saw your thing. You're the best. So, okay, so we'll figure it out, Mark. I hope so. We're talking about my horrible computer. Anyway, so over here, she says it won't change regardless. We still haven't heard anything on the power of attorney. They didn't say if they finally got the information. Stuff is very one way with them. If it's for them, it's urgent. If it's for something else, meh. Money is tight, but we're muddling through. So keep this in mind, you guys. She just tells him money is tight, but we're muddling through. Borrowing where we can until September. Hopefully things will turn the corner by then and the puppies will have been picked up and paid for. So fingers crossed for all the good things for us all. Your dad can't seem to stop losing weight. Yeah, because he's fucking stressed. He's smaller than he was when he was in high school. I have 25 pounds to get to Wonderland. I've lost, Wonderland, you guys. I get that. So I didn't see this the first time. I thought this was like a typo at first, and now I'm understanding. So this, I'm assuming, and tell me if I'm wrong, anybody, but if anybody's ever gotten bigger and had to lose weight, stuff like that, I'm taking this as, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm taking this as she weighs 225 pounds, because she's saying 25 pounds to get to Wonderland, and she spells out one. So I'm assuming that means until she gets in the ones. I've lost 55 pounds, and all numbers health-wise are fabulous. I'm cutting back on insulin. I look forward to the day that I don't need it anymore. Ask the people who know, because I don't know if they'll let us send pictures of the puppies. Ask and see. They are adorable. Mock fighting. So now she's talking about mock fighting, you guys. I think this is like a red flag. Like, what is mock fighting? I know when my dogs are playing, it seems like they're like, I'll get nervous sometimes, and my husband has to remind me that their tails are wagging and that they're just playing. But I can only let it occur for like a few seconds. And then I'm like, all right, you two, like, will you two stop? So I don't know. This mock fighting thing is like a red flag to me. So they're mock fighting all day and they're walking like drunken sailors, but that's also because they're babies. But by next week, they'll be running and eating something other than mama's milk. Then the next week, the big reveal, the first bath and shave. It always feels like Christmas. And I'm unwrapping gorgeous packages. Not like it's porn or anything. It's just puppies. Guys, what the actual F was that? Okay, what was that? I'll read that part again. She literally says, okay, this is like, I don't know. The first bath and shave. It always feels like Christmas, and I'm unwrapping gorgeous packages. Not like it's porn or anything, just puppies. What? Meanwhile, I already said like 12 words that I shouldn't have. We'll see what happens. Just puppies. We'll be starting the puppy culture startle reflex training with them tomorrow. You guys, now that I'm thinking about it, I think she writes that because he is accused of CSAM. So he had 35,000 images in addition to 1,500 images of just images and videos of him doing that to Maddie, the little girl. And then he has 35,000 additional images. In my head, as it's like, at first when I read this as a regular person, I was like, what the? If I put on a psychologist hat, I would say that she wrote that it's not corn. I think corn's the word you're supposed to use. It's so weird to me. But anyway, I think she writes that because of the CSAM charges. I think that's her way of, after she's writing it and she's like, instead of just going back and changing her words so it didn't sound so weird, she just added that. And I think that's her way of subconsciously saying, like, it's not like that. I just mean, like, I really mean it's like Christmas morning and I'm unwrapping a gift. So I really think that I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt there. She talks about starting the reflex training tomorrow. Did you never wanted to be with them? How about that? Big hugs and kisses. Be strong. Don't worry about the DBPR. You never wanted to be with them anyway, so no big deal. She should have just said you never wanted a job. Can you swap books with the other inmates temporarily to get some diversity in reading? Probably not. I don't think they like you guys fraternizing much. Exercise. Use deep breathing techniques. Center yourself. This is a longer road that we thought it would be. Like, how fast did you think this road was going to be? Did you see what your son was accused of? No, I pray for you every night. This is another thing, you guys. So prayer was not a big thing before. It is now, though, right? So you're going to come to see that they lean a lot on prayer. And I don't think that this is uncommon when you have people that are in situations where they have no control over what's going to happen in their future. So exercise, use deep breaths. This is a longer road than we thought it would be. No, I pray for you every night and think of you every day several times. I would hope so. She's the mom. It's so surreal that you're not here. You have mail forwarded to you in jail. Why not send it to the house? Any indication of the trial being pushed off? So wait, I never saw this part. So she's asking him, why are you forwarding it to the jail? Why wouldn't you send it to the house? Not for nothing, because you're 38 years old, Mom. That's why. He's a grown-ass man and should be opening his own mail. That says to me that he wasn't opening his own mail before he went to jail, which is why he saw that the DBPT or whatever for the first time. Wow, that says a lot to me. How's your commissary balance? I can't believe she even asked. Let me know about visitations, physical visitations. I may try to pop over. From Mom again. How did DBPR know where you are? Wow, they make the CIA and the FBI look weak, LOL. I have a great video of them mock fighting. Again, mock fighting. Took this morning. I think there's a fee for video, maybe even pictures. Check for us. If it's allowed, we will send it right away. Oh, you guys, this is funny. Wait till you see what gets flagged. I got Congo sent out, and I think Moby Dick. Dick got highlighted, so it got flagged. Could Jaws be could be Jaws in any case. Congo is its third try to get to you. Maybe it will be the third time will be the charm. Lynn, John, and Casey, I would have been like, please don't ever put my name in this again, are coming to visit soon for a long weekend and see the pups. Then Gina and her hubby will be coming to visit their pup Beau, the only white boy. I just got my notary again because they have asked me to marry them. My second wedding, getting this back to you now. Love you. All right, so let me see if anybody says anything. Norman Bates vibes activated. That's actually funny. Get the feeling that Stearns doesn't realize the severity of his crimes. So Mark, that's funny you say that because I don't know. I think that he tries to, I think he tries to give off that he's not responsible type thing. Sirius, hi. Sirius, you're green too? What the heck, you guys? I'm like dumbfounded. Thank you, you guys. Thank you. I literally, like, my voice is cracking. I thank you. Like, I'm looking back in here and everybody in here pretty much has, I don't even see anybody that doesn't have something. Let's see if I could find one. Maybe I could give out, I think I have like 5 things I could give out. But I'll hold on to them until we have people in here because pretty much everybody in here has become a member. You have no idea. I'm forever indebted to you guys. Like, I am so super appreciative. Have you ever met anybody appreciative? I'm appreciative. Okay, let's move on. So, hey, I can receive photos as long as they're no longer than 4x6s. I will try to find out more about how this visit works. If my last order from commissary was charged, aside from not being delivered, then I should be quite low in balance by now. Of course you are. And so add whatever you can, and I will see tomorrow if my missing order will be delivered. You guys, I think what I remember now is that he had, there was another inmate that was, we don't know if he was pressuring Stephan or what the case may be, or if Stephan was just trying to like impress this guy. I don't know. But apparently Stephan was using his parents' money and ordering like people this stuff. I don't know what he was getting in return. So I need to look into that more. But I think that's why, in my opinion, he's asking or saying that he doesn't know if the commissary is going to be delivered. Again, that would be his only way of telling his parents why he spent more money on the commissary and didn't get the supplies that he needed. He says, I went heavy on the coffee. Surprise, surprise. I think I wrote something here for coffee. I wrote, that's funny. I wrote, oh my gosh, I have so many of them here. Okay, I sunk the rest into 40 plus coffees. He's going to say that in a second. Yes, the prison survival strategy. Drown your shame in commissary coffee. You guys, he doesn't get like boiling water, so he has to use hot tap water for his coffee. Speaking of, I need a sip of my coffee. Okay. So let's see here. So he says, aside from that, he's quite low. I went heavy on the coffee because I was tired of running out so quickly. Only ordered 2 packs of root beer candy. Oh, no. And sunk the rest into 40 plus coffees. Like I was just saying, because that's exactly what you should be doing. But I still need some saltines and whatnot for those times when my stomach growls at night, which is every night. I hope my last order went through, but if not, then I will take whatever money is left and whatever you add to it, and I'll try to spread it around as evenly so I can meet my needs and still go as heavily as I can on the coffee. Literally, you guys, Maya Angelou said it. When somebody tells you who they are, believe them, right? They literally tell you, people tell you who they are subconsciously. So when reading this, he literally says here so that he can meet his needs. What about his parents' needs? They don't have money right now. She just got done saying that they're short and that they're borrowing money until September. And it's only, look here, it's only July 8th. So they have to wait till September before they start getting more income in. And he's literally like guilting her over here, telling her that her stomach growls at night. I don't know about you, but if you have kids, right, that's like torturous as a mom to hear that your kid is like getting stomach pains because they're hungry. So I feel like he knows how to play on his mom's and his dad's vulnerabilities to get what he needs. And he literally says it right here. He says, to meet my needs while still going as hard as I can on the coffee. Isn't that crazy, right? Okay. So then he says, the coffee keeps me happiest and is comforting in a way. So I like to get large supplies of it when I can and try to limit myself to 2 per day. Though some days I indulge a little bit more, especially when I feel particularly low in spirit. You see how he writes, you guys? It's like crazy. And I still need things to munch on between meals too. So it's always a balancing act. The coffees are 85 cents each. Could you guys imagine like I know that might not sound like a lot, or it might, I don't know, but to me, that's a lot. Like it's almost $1 a coffee. And he's literally telling his parents that he spends $2 to $3 a day so that he can feel better. Like, what about Maddie? She's not feeling better. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't like all that. Let's see. So he then says he gets them in multiples of 5 and 10 when possible. This last order that went undelivered, should have contained 48 coffees because I got the 2 candies and then put the coffee quantity to the max and budget what the budget would allow. I really hope it shows up tomorrow, or I will have to make a new order and the daily fee will have chipped away at the balance quite a bit. So I feel like, again, he's setting us up for why his balance is low, other than the fact that he used it for himself. He has to come up with an excuse for why it's low. He was like giving it to other people or helping other people. Again, I don't know if he was pressured into it or not, but he's literally trying. He gets in trouble for it eventually. So he gets caught. So we know that this happened. This isn't even alleged. Okay, so he says, yeah, the DBPR is a state agency, so I guess they have the inside scoop on this stuff. No word on the power of attorney, but you are correct in the assessment that anything for my attorneys is quite urgent. You have to remember that these are the people tasked with keeping me alive and, if at all possible, restoring my freedom. So it's best to treat it with that sort of importance. And besides, they are defense attorneys and not civil attorneys. So they don't do anything that falls outside of their scope. And I'm not the only case they have. They deal with a huge caseload and are always busy. They do have my interests at hand, but those duties and interests begin and end inside the courtroom defending me. And that's just the way it is. So try not to get too put out by it. I have a large team working on my case, and they are among the best and fiercest that the public defender's office has to offer. And you don't get that level in the public defenders unless you're good at what you do. Enjoy it and have vast experience with it, especially in cases that are big. They don't just give it to some greenhorn fresh from passing the bar like they would with smaller cases. Keep working with the social workers. They're more or less your go-to between the interface with the attorneys, and try to be patient. This truly is a longer road than we imagined. I don't know how, you guys. Is this a longer road than you imagined? Because it's not for me. And we may only be coming close to a quarter of the way through it. Not even, because I don't know. He's like delusional. So hang in there, both of you. If by the grace of God, because he believes in God, if by the grace of God, I do find my way out of this mess, I want you to both be in good health so I can see you and sit down to a long overdue family meal together. Tell Dad not to lose too much more weight or he'll slip through the crack in the floor and be lost forever. And I want you both to be around for years to come. Of course he does. He needs commissary money. So do your best at it. And 3, I look forward to hearing back from you soon. Hugs and kisses. Love you both. XOXO, XOXO. Okay. I don't know what you guys have to say about this one. It's the yellow brick road. That's funny. This guy is always focused on food. He really is. And his commissary, right? That's all he cares about is this freaking commissary. It's ridiculous. But then again, I guess if like you're in jail and you're 24 hours on like in protective custody, maybe your commissary is the only thing exciting that you have to look forward to. I don't know. But I do know that he should not be asking for so much freaking money. But then again, this is how he was raised. So we teach people how to treat us. So his parents clearly taught him that it's okay to treat them this way, which is a shame, right? Because God only knows how many other things he got away with in life because he wasn't expected to do better. So over here, Chris writes back, or the mom, I'm not sure to be honest, but they write, oh, and to answer your trial question, yes, it's being pushed off as much as can be. They're trying to decide on which one should go first. There's a tentative estimate of 2026 for whichever is the second trial, if I recall. Hang in there for me, please. We will figure this out as long as we go along further. I love you both. I think that's his mom. Just so you guys know, I think I told you this already in the beginning, but they're trying to do the CSAM charges first so that they could use it as special circumstances in the second trial. Okay. And I don't know if you guys know this, but in Florida, this is in Florida. In Florida, you could get the DP for CSAM. Okay. Where in most states it has to be like, you have to take somebody's life. Here, you would get it for even this child essay. So from mom, I love how she writes from mom in caps. Are we talking regular mail picture or the tablet? We will try our best to be here for you as long as God allows. Sent $50. Okay, well, now she's not going to talk to him for a week. Not even a week, maybe 3 days. Okay, I'm trying not to lose any more weight. Oh, I wish I knew what that felt like. Last weigh-in was 167. Oh, is that normal? Like, is that, I guess if you're, she said she had 25 pounds to lose till she was 199 pounds. See, I was right here. And then she had already lost 50 pounds. So I guess if she's coming from 275 pounds, 167 is a lot of weight loss. So I get that. So 2 pounds from losing 2 pounds from losing 70 pounds. I wanted 175. So she's down to 167. Could you, oh, that must be nice. Not nice. I shouldn't say that. But anyway, they're on, what's that called? The Ozempic. They're on Ozempic. Okay. I keep trying to put a couple pounds back on, but I don't have much of an appetite. It's an interesting battle. Let me know about the visits. I'll try to get in to see you. So I think it's the Ozempic, but I also think that it's probably stress. So then we get, hey, Congo arrived and Jurassic Park arrived. Also, do either of you know Elisa Houston from Larcall OT? I received a contact connection request from this person and want to see if it's anyone we know. I don't think I know them, and I'm going to ignore it if you don't know them either. So now Dad's going to jump in. Hey, Stephan, good to hear the books arrived. No, we don't know her. Ignore the request. By the way, we heard on the local news your trial has been pushed off until October. The report went on to say that the state's attorney's office released all of our email communications with redactions, probably. And I think here, you guys, this is Jen and Madeline. Okay, the interesting report was the comment about a second vehicle visiting the site in St. Cloud, taking the same route as the Lincoln, a white Nissan. I assume this was Jen's car. Again, you guys, this is redacted, but I'm going to put in there from just reading. I have like a stack of documents that I've like been keeping notes on and read and highlight. So I'm willing to bet a lot on the fact that that's Jen. Okay. I'm assuming this was Jen's car, the same car parked in the hotel where I left you at 2:30 a.m. I thought that means that the car left shortly after the check-in. The car left Kissimmee at 3:18 a.m. Wednesday morning, stayed in the St. Cloud area for 30 minutes, and then returned to Kissimmee at 3:48 a.m. Care to comment? What I don't understand, in capital letters, is how Jen is avoiding all of this. Jen is clearly involved. Why are the police not pursuing this? A blind person can see it. There will be a lot of people trying to get you to accept them on the text app. All they want is to try to get into your head and get you to give them exclusive tidbit that they can profit on YouTube or whatever these pathetic wannabe investigators are using for their platforms. Sorry, you guys. I apologize for being, what am I? For being a pathetic wannabe investigator. The state just encourages them by giving them access to the tablet conversations and phone calls. You guys, this is actually called the United States of America and the Freedom of Information Act. This is not about Stephan Stearns. It's about our Constitution. Nothing is private, and they're all idiots, whoever they are. They are the best at getting people. What I do know is that Jen and Maddie and the rest of that, oh no, I don't think this is Maddie. I think this is Jen and her sister. Jen and her sister and the rest of the crew are also in this up to their hairlines. The whole crackling crowd of them. Oh, this has to be his mom. They are willing to throw you to the wolves and keep their reputation intact. You guys, a piece of advice: if people throw you to the wolves, learn how to become friends with the wolves and return leading the pack. This lady needs like to change her thought process. Anyway, it says that they want to keep their reputations intact. Jen sits in the psych ward in some hospital pretending to be nuts while she has clean sheets, a private bathroom, TV, visitors, decent food. And where are you? You did not, KIL. Maddie, I think it was an accident, but Jen did, all in capital letters. You found her in capital letters. Does anybody else get here why I'm reading this? That they're trying to give him like almost like an alibi type thing or like something to go by. Like I feel like they're trying to tell him this is what happened. Just stick to this because they know that they can't talk to him in private. So I feel like they're giving him their thought of what happened. Almost like this is what you need to say. Let me know in the comments if you think they're doing the same thing. And it says you found her body and you were coerced into moving it. Okay. Then the whole charade about the abduction. I know Jen was wearing Maddie's clothes, okay, that she was the one in the church picture. I know them both too well not to recognize the differences. Start talking Start taking positive steps to help yourself. You don't owe them your life, Stephan. They don't deserve that kind of blind loyalty. Love, understanding, prayers, a calm place in the storm. Okay, this one probably makes me one of the most annoyed for him, okay? Wait, what's it say? Was this the one? Hi, Afton. Welcome to being here. After their interview. Okay, so the hidden true crime interview, I think is what you're talking about. So I believe the hidden true crime interview was in August, and I believe this is in July. So it's getting close because if you guys remember, she's definitely in denial. I agree with that. Oh, he says I'm dropping knowledge bombs. That's funny. So, and yes, absolutely projecting. Somebody's been watching the videos. Good job, Sarah. Well, you probably already knew what projection was, but I'm just saying, I always say that. So that was really good. But I do believe that this was before the hidden true crime interview. And once they get to the hidden true crime interview, the dad at least is more willing, and the mom too, but the dad, you could tell, has come to terms more that it's probably a one-person thing. So his dad actually, I don't know if you guys remember, I have the audio, we'll listen to it another time because this is long already to begin with, but in another video, or I might have already done it too, but we hear dad talking to the police, and the dad's literally asking, like, why hasn't Jen been taken in yet, all this stuff. And he says, like, I know that Stephan and Jen were doing this together. And he's like, what does their phone and their text show that they were working together, like to conspire? And the cop literally says, well, Stephan was conspiring by himself. And the cop literally tells him that we looked and we downloaded Jen, Maddie, and Stephan's phones. And the only one that had anything on it that was even a little bit like, was Stephan. In Maddie's, I will say they did find this one thing. I thought this was like a huge red flag, but I don't think that she understood the red flag of it. So it was these coins, and you flip a coin, and it's either mommy's turn or daddy's turn. This is huge for me because I genuinely, in my opinion, believe that even if she wasn't, that Stephan thought Maddie might have been pregnant and that could have played a role. You have to remember that when somebody's a pedophile, their sexual preference is children. So just like whatever your sexual preference is, whether it's males, females, whatever it is, hopefully it's not kids, right? But for him, his sexual preference is children. So this would be, a pedophile would be pre-puberty. If it's post-puberty, this would be like SA, right? Or abuse type thing. But we consider pedophilia when it's prepubescent. I don't know what you guys think. Tell me what you think in the comments, but it is my opinion that it could be that she aged out because she just received her menstrual cycle, and that even if she wasn't pregnant, the thought that she could have been or in the future could have been, I think, added to this, especially because she starts sending him pictures of these mommy's turn, daddy's turn. They're like little, they look like $50, and you throw it, like you shake them up and you roll the dice pretty much, but it's a coin, and whatever it lands on tells you who's responsible. So it's mommy's turn or daddy's turn. I don't know. That was like a huge red flag to me. And why didn't Jen see that in the phone? I don't know. So I will tell you guys, I think Jen is not mother of the year for sure, but I personally see her as somebody who was so vulnerable and she was so self-focused. So, and again, not in a good way. She was like so self-absorbed that I think she was so worried about herself that it was to the detriment of her child, which sucks. And she is guilty of that, in my opinion. But I do not think that she helped him. I do not think she was the person in the video that they're trying to claim. I will tell you this, these parents, they talk a lot of shit about YouTubers. However, a lot of the things that they reference are directly from YouTube. I watch the regular news and YouTube news, and the things that they reference are things that we've seen on YouTube. For example, I didn't really see, maybe once on Ashley Banfield, but it was like not on long, where they said, could that have been Jen in that video? They come to realize that it's not Jen or Maddie. So, but that was on YouTube, you guys. So I feel like the parents saw it there. So here it says, there will be a lot of people. Wait, let me see. Is this the one I just read? Yes. So this is the one I just read. So let's keep going. So Stephan says, I can't comment on any specific details. Of course he can't. Why would he? So she's asking, why don't they pursue her? I wrote, why don't they pursue her? Dad out here doing his own season of Making a Murderer, Parent Edition. Oh my God, stop. So, and literally he is. So the dad's like literally, and he eventually says that he realizes that Jen's not involved. But when he thinks that she is, He literally tries to give Stephan every chance he can at a story. And the one thing I will give Stephan is that he never jumps on it. So he's never like, yeah, she did it. You're right. It was her whole family. Like, he never takes that opportunity. That's the only thing that I give him in this whole thing. Even in the very first batch that we got, he says to the mom, I don't think that it's going to be as bombastic, he uses that word, as you guys may think, meaning that you don't get your hopes up because you're not going to find anything on the phone. So he writes, hey, I can't comment on any specific details regarding the case, of course. So I have to remain somewhat tight-lipped in that regard. I know you have questions, and I do want to answer them. I feel you deserve the answers, but especially because they pay for his commissary. But it's just not a good idea until the trial process is further along, and my lawyers would be upset with me because those statements would be admissible and could be potentially spun in a way that hurts me. And I know you don't want that any more than I do. Do you mean the state attorney is releasing these text messages from the app? How are things at home right now? How is work? How are the puppies? So now dad writes back, I believe. And he says, yes, I don't know if this is dad or mom. I'll find out in a minute. But they say, yes, the state attorney's office released them. I know you cannot comment. The point is, Jen is the person who's responsible for Maddie's death. She is certainly present when the body was removed. She's the person who dressed like Maddie at the church. How she's allowed to remain free? Why hasn't Jen been arrested? Mr. State's attorney. Okay, mom. Why aren't you pursuing this? Here's the thing, Stephan. Your mother and I, so this is the dad, your mother and I were blindsided by all of this. Here goes the dad. Here, Maya Angelou, the dad's going to tell us about himself, so let's listen. We were blindsided by this. You went to Kissimmee for a birthday? I wish I was aware of the TV interview. Everyone saw through it, including me, after seeing it days after your arrest. If I saw that interview, he's talking about the one on the first day where he's like hysterical crying and Jen's like patting him like a dog, that one. If I saw that interview, I would have called you immediately seeking the truth, not the BS you idiots conjured up. I say idiots because Jen and whoever was part of the conspiracy formed to hide Maddie's death. We're stupid. You and certainly Jen fooled no one. Okay. Jen is part of this, and we believe the person responsible for Maddie's death, all in capital letters. Why does she remain free? Things remain status quo at home. Work is getting busier. There you go, Dad. Can you add me some commissary? Lots going on, and the puppies are fat. So the puppies can eat. Why can't Stephan? That's what Stephan's thinking right now. They're 3 weeks old. How's the balance? Stephan writes back, hey, glad to hear the puppies are well and you're staying busy. The balance could use some topping off as well. See, I told you guys. What's this about? The church picture? And what abduction? Is there new information being released? I haven't heard about this. Also, here again, you guys, listen to what he's saying. He hasn't heard about this abduction because there isn't one. Also, the tablet system turns off at 10 p.m. So that's my cutoff here. So now they write back, oh wait, sorry. He writes back, a video of someone appearing to be Jen the day that Maddie was dropped off. Abduction, that's what you thought happened to her. Okay, I'll add funds. Oh, I see. Okay. I never saw the church picture. I think the system will be cut off soon. Big flag cut. So this may be the last I send tonight. Of course it is. How convenient, right? I love you both very much. Be patient, stay sane, and keep praying that we can all get through this together. I will hold on to the hope that I will see you both again. And this is the goal. Hugs and kisses to you both. Oh, what a poor kid. What a poor 4-year-old. Okay, love you too. You're in our prayers and thoughts. I added funds. So wait, just out of curiosity. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm so glad I looked at this. Take note. So this was sent, their last thing. So dad sends funds on 7/12. The next time they talk is 7/20. And I guarantee you he needs more commissary. Okay. I don't know how the parents aren't seeing through this. All right. Okay. So let's see. Let's keep going. I have so many things on here. It's so funny. I wrote some like crazy shit. I was a little tired. Some of this stuff I probably can't even read out loud. So, hey, I just got the tablet. Wanted to check in and see how you both are doing. How are the puppies? Any other new updates? I got the power of attorney and signed it. Also, I think mom mentioned she had some more books. Last time we chatted, but nothing's arrived. For your information, I also wanted to add a title to the list. Ready Player 2. Are you guys serious right now? Like, does anybody else feel like he's, is he just Does he know that he's doing this? Or like, do you think that this is just him? I wonder what you guys think about that. But like, I don't know. But anyway, he wants Ready Player One, Ready Player Two, or ready to deflect responsibility, pretty much. Okay. So let's see. So he says he got the power of attorney signed. And then he says, I was able to order a good amount of coffee on commissary. Of course you were. And then even had butterscotch candies in stock. So I got a bunch of those and some more root beer candies because, again, you guys, he needs his root beer candies. You know, God forbid he rots in jail and doesn't rot his teeth as well because they're going next. Anyway, he got a bunch of them and some more root beer candies. The butterscotch is very good and they're a nice change. I've been feeling anxious lately and every once in a while I'll wake up from my sleep and feel a sudden panic when I realize I'm still here in this place. I'm trying to be patient. October is still a ways off. And then the real action starts and things will begin to pick up a little more speed. And we will see how the situation develops. You had a birthday coming up soon or have a birthday coming up soon. What age will you be after this one? Okay, so take note of this. How many of you don't know how old your parents are? And for that matter, what age is mom now? I can't believe I've managed to lose track of this stuff over the last few years, but I have. Right back as soon as you're able. TTYL. So this is the thing, you guys. Tell me what you think this is. But every creator that I've been able to catch little bits and pieces to, apparently they're going to say TTYL in a lot of these. And everybody's like, what the hell is TTYL? Or is this like a kid's thing? You guys, I think this is Tata. Oh, wait, they did TTFL before. I thought it was Tata for now or TTFN. I don't know what TTYL is. Talk to you later. That one's talk to you later. The other one, TTFN, is Tata for now. I figured that one out because he does the whole Disney stuff. So, hey, Stephan, good to hear from you. I think it's been more than a week. Of course it has, because you put his commissary in a week ago. So that's why it's been more than a week. It's been more than a week since we last communicated. Since we last wrote, the state's attorney's office released investigative reports to the media, along with all of our communications from the beginning until early July. And now we have July, you guys. This is July. The news channels published their own stories regarding the release of the documents and commentary as well. One of the investigators reports comment about a second vehicle. Wait till you hear this one. A white Nissan. This is Jen's car. Visiting the site where Maddie's body was discovered early Wednesday morning. They showed a time not long after I said goodnight to you earlier around 3:30-ish. Interesting. The puppies are doing well. They're just hitting a month old. They're very special, very affectionate, and all love the attention. I think they're just about 3 pounds now. The old man is hitting 73 and your mother's 72, jackass. No, he doesn't say that. I did. Nothing special planned for my birthday. This is sad. I'll actually be away for most of the day, but back in the evening if there's any events, which I don't think there will be. Oh, thanks for the update on the books. We'll put the order in. I'll check with your mom to see if there's anything ordered and in transit. Yes, I was aware you had signed the power of attorney. I was in the lobby waiting for the document to be returned. Too bad we weren't able to visit while I was there, but I did get a sense of what things are like, even from the lobby perspective. October's not far off. We're anxious for more information. I'll add funds to the commissary account for you. Ta-ta for now. Love, Dad. There it goes. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Love, Dad. Do you guys think that that's what it is too? Ta-ta for now. And how dare him not know how old his parents are? So then he says, hey, well, I'll try to send wishes on the day, but just in case I can't, so just in case he forgets because he has commissary money. Happy birthday. I wish you many more. Glad to hear the puppies are doing well. I found out more about the visits. There are absolutely no in-person visits. I confirmed that it's all handled through the video on the same rolling kiosk I used to order commissary. You guys, he's like addicted to commissary. That Lisa Houston from Larkall OT tried to connect again the day after I declined her. Where is Larkall OT anyway? I declined again, but the persistence is somewhat perplexing. I'm curious what the gist of the news commentary was. Right back soon and give my love to mom. Then Dad writes, I believe it's Ontario. I would avoid any outside contact as nothing good will come from it. The commentary was the same old, regurgitating the same old information to make a non-newsworthy event newsworthy. You can imagine, okay, because this isn't newsworthy, right? Said no innocent man ever. You can imagine all of the poring over the email back and forth and trying to make something out of nothing. Okay. Yep. We found out the same thing. No physical visits. It's unfortunate you did not use the sort of time we had to tell me about the events. I'm not sure what I would have made out of it, but I know that it wasn't about the disappearance, but something worse. Being left in the dark may have been the best. I would have rather not known what we later learned after your arrest. None of it was pleasing and all very disturbing. As you can imagine, we have lots of questions and realize that we may never have the answers. That's what's most frustrating for us, Steph. Jen remains free, although I have been told she is in ongoing communications with the state's attorney's office. This surprises me, as the world knows she gave false statements to the deputies and possibly responsible for more. So you guys, this is right after his dad goes to the police and he's in the lobby. So this is when I said that the dad finally says that he understands that it was probably a one-person thing, so just Stephan, and that Jen wasn't involved. Why he was there, like I said, I have the audio of this, and I'll get it up here somehow. But the audio of and you could probably YouTube it as well. But this would be the audio of where he asked the cops about Jen and why she's not being put away. And they literally let him know. And they asked him, has he been able to read any of the cops' reports? And he says no. And they said that you should read, I think it was Detective Smalley's report, because it outlines everything. So I think the dad does that, right? And then we see how the dad now is starting to get it. All right. So let's see. Oh, you guys, I just saw something that was pretty funny. So you know how I kept asking about Congo and how Congo keeps getting sent back? I wrote, even your books are trying to escape your storyline. Poor thing. Okay. That's funny. All right, I wrote, got the root beer and butterscotch candies, because if you're going to rot in jail, you might as well rot your teeth too. There you go. That's what I had to say to that one. And then Lisa Houston from Parkland, Ontario, I wrote, plot twist. That's not a long lost friend. That's karma and a burner account. I was getting like really snarky, if you will. I don't even know a better word for that. Okay, so then he writes, well, I'm sure they are all talking to her in order to get as much information about me as they can. So this is Stephan. Anything and everything that they can use or twist around to paint me in an unsavory way. In the same way the news tries to make something out of nothing, the prosecutors will take any little thing and try to use it against you. So they're likely to try and get my whole story, my whole history from her. Any argument we've ever had, things like that, and who knows what else. You will likely have more answers when this process is further along. But for now, yes, it's better to leave any of them unanswered, as even giving you answers or details can and will be used against me anyway. And he's right about that. But I think that this is less about it being used against him and more about him being not being responsible or accountable for his actions. So then he writes, and my attorneys have reminded me to shut up. That's a first. To shut up and to be mindful of what we talk about, which means you guys also should not put forward your own opinions or theories or ask too many specific questions, as you may inadvertently say or ask something that could be problematic. Keep it general, no details. You know the drill. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it has to be for now. I don't like it any more than you guys do, but it is what it is. It's the process. Everything we say will be scrutinized. It's best to remember that. I will continue to ask for commissary. I'm joking. He said, I will continue to ask for news updates and whatnot. And that's fine because it's already public information. Exactly. Freedom of Information Act. But otherwise, we got to keep it fairly light in general. How are things around the house? Did you ever look at inside the mouse droid? Oh, stop it, you guys. Oh my God. Fucking 40-year-old man. He has a mouse droid. I didn't know what a mouse droid was until I looked it up. It's like, where's it from? Star Wars? Anyway, it's a mouse droid. It looks like a mouse. It looks like a box. It's a popcorn box, and it's got a lid, and he uses it to store important documents like we would a safe. And but it has like a strap around it. I think it's like it moves around. I don't know. It's so weird looking if you guys look it up. But he's got, did you find the mouse droid with my watch? Why does he want them to find the watch? I think that he wants them to find this Omega watch so that they could either one, because it's not there and he already pawned it, but this is his way of acting like he still knows where his watch is, or two, because he wants them to sell it so that he could get more commissary money. They're my only two guesses. He also, at some point, you guys are going to see, he tells the dad that he found his dad's wedding band and that he put it on his top shelf. What? That's something that you would say if you stole your dad's wedding band and wanted to pawn it. Like, why would you keep it in your stuff if you found it? Wouldn't you give it back? I don't know. I'm certain it must be in there. If you haven't looked inside it yet, it would have been a brown strap attached to it. That would hang from your shoulder, and it opens at the top because it's actually a collectible popcorn receptacle. Disney, he writes it so fancy. It's a popcorn receptacle. Disney makes all sorts of different collectible popcorn holders that look like all sorts of things. You can look up what a mouse droid looks like and then find it in the boxes that are in my room, or have you moved them already? Hi, Stephan. I read Dad's comment. So this is Mom. So I won't repeat stuff except we had the first stand and snack with the pups, and it was a Kodak moment. They're getting so big and lots of kissy pups. They crave the attention. Absolutely fabulous. I love pup kisses. Just I'm picturing her with like all these poodles licking her face. I don't know. I'd love to have the chance to sit at the beach and watch the sun go down with you and Chris. Okay, why does she call him Chris and not Dad? That's a little weird. It's always wonderful. To say I miss my son is an understatement. To say that I do not condone anything that occurred is also an understatement. I will not ever not love you. And the naysayers and wannabe YouTube investigators. Wait, she wrote YouTube, like two different words. YouTube investigators can think what they want, and more power to them. This is our life, not theirs. So as they say, them and the horse they rode in on. Oh, so go them and the horse they rode in. Gotcha. I gotcha, woman. I gotcha. Wait, what's her name? It's Chris and Deborah. Gotcha, Deb. Gotcha. Got the book request from you. Of course you did. The card expired. Of course it did. And I forgot to update my account with the new card. Don't you guys say that every time when somebody notices that, like if somebody notices that you're not green anymore, you're like, oh shit, my card expired. I have to go fix it. I feel like that's what she's doing right here. So the orders are all canceled. I'm sorry. Please take a minute to send me a list of what you've gotten so I'll know what to add back to the order. I'm glad you got the butterscotch candies. It would be nice if you got a chance at the sour fruit ones, or if they had peppermint or coffee. Even cinnamon would be good. Too bad they don't have coffee flavors. And we aren't allowed to send any except apparently at Christmas and on your birthday, maybe Easter. But you have the best people there to ask about that. It would come from Amazon or the manufacturer. So please find out. I think what she's saying here is that I think there's something like if you want to send something to somebody in jail, and as long as commissary doesn't offer it, then there's like certain things that you are able to send. So I think that's what she's talking about. I think she's saying to him, find out if I could send you 2 pounds of root beer barrels, pretty much. Okay. Nothing that would spoil or melt. So chocolate might be out of the question when the time comes. Did you get the origami book? And if so, how are you doing with it? People don't know the person that you are without all the bad stuff. We didn't know that side of you. So it's hard to separate the two people living in your head. We know a kind, loving, affectionate, personable man who can also be stubborn and willful, but who isn't. Certainly not anyone I know, laugh out loud. Dad is anxious for me to finish up so he can send it to you. And I can get the book titles and go from there to get you stocked up again. Love you, Moms. And then Stephan writes to Mom, it's good to hear from you. I got the origami book and I've been working on it. There's a list of other ones. Of course there is. On the flap of it, that looks interesting, like dragons and other fantastic creatures in origami by John mantra, or favorite animals in origami, also by him. As for the list of books you have already sent me that I've actually received, they are as follows. And he lists all the books, which at the end of this, I'll show you at the very end of the document, they show us pictures of all the books that he's received. My question for anybody that may know, because I don't know, I've had friends and stuff that have been in jail, but none of them have been avid readers. So I'm not sure, how many books are you allowed to have in jail? And after a while, do you have to like give them to like the jail library before you get more? Like, how does that work? Does anybody know? Because he has a million books here. Like, would they even allow him to like keep them in his room? I don't know how that works. I know he can leave some of them, but I don't know how much. So he says, I think some of those are already on the wish list I sent you, but Pirate Latitudes and Micro seem like they would be especially interesting. Do you still have my wish list of the other titles? Some of the CEOs apparently think I'm a bit mysterious. Well, I'm sure they do, as I seem to spend all day just reading and keeping to myself. LOL. That's what bothers me. Not bothers me, but that bothers me a little bit, you guys, because the fact that he's like so comfortable with being to himself, it almost makes me feel like I wish they would take him out of Gen Pop. I mean, put him in Gen Pop so that he could feel uncomfortable, because isn't that the point of jail? Like, he already didn't shower. He already didn't socialize. So like, he already didn't work. So like, what is he really doing that he didn't used to do other than poor, abusing Maddie, right? So I don't know. I feel like this isn't as much of a punishment as it should be. Great to hear from you. So you are being a quiet, mysterious person? Well, not all that strange. You have always liked to read and create things artistically. Keep your mind sharp and body fit. When you do that, it helps pass the time so you don't dwell 24/7 on life as you know it. How about you just be a better fucking person? Sorry. I will order a few books in the next few minutes. You have support out here, and we love you, Mom and Dad. Ordered today. Won't tell you what I ordered. Well, I bet he's excited about that. We'll keep a surprise so you have something to look forward to. 5 are supposed to arrive Tuesday. One either the 29th or the 30th, another one the 30th or the 2nd, basically by the end of next week. So then he writes back, thank you. And I love you too, both of you. Like you, I also wish we could catch the sunset at the beach together. And God willing, perhaps we still may have the chance. Nah. God can't do nothing for you here, Stephan. I continue to hope for that sort of thing, and I pray for it. And I encourage you both to do the same. Try to stay positive. I will continue hoping for a chance to be reunited with my family until such time as it either happens or there's no hope left for it to ever happen. He sounds like freaking, I don't know. He sounds like he's trying to be all fancy here. I'm getting like, oh, who am I thinking of? Like Shakespeare vibes. Like he's trying to be Shakespeare over here or something. I don't know. That hope keeps me going for now. I know the process is set to take a while, and I'm not 100% certain what to expect at the moment. And while I'm hopeful, I also understand that I have to temper that hope. It's entirely possible to be convicted of a crime that you have not actually committed. What the actual F did he just say? It happens to people all the time, not you, Stephan. Either way, the odds are not 0%. They're pretty close. They're about 0.126 for anything at this point. Time will tell. We will see soon enough what the situation will be. Just stay positive. Give the pups plenty of love for me, and give the kissy plenty of pets and the praise of treats for being such good mama's boys. Blech. Let me know which books you have just ordered so I know what to look out for. And if you'd like, can you give me some titles from my remaining wish list to place on the highest priority and choose from that for future orders? So pretty much, in other words, Mom, don't get fancy here. Don't add in things that you think I'm going to like. Stick to the books that I told you I want. I've given you 5,000 of them. There's got to be something on my list that you can get. I'm not interested in the books that you're trying to surprise me with. Just stick to the ones that I want because I'm selfish and I tell you what I want and I expect you to stick to that. Okay. It is Lacey. I think Stella will be bred to Lucy. Driesel's sire, I think this is the dogs, after finishing health testing and x-rays, she is 2 now. Wish you could get those dose of puppy breath. Blech. I will stay hopeful and positive. I hope there will be a time for a visit, even if in video. Hard to even think of leaving for 6 to 7 hours, even without puppies. Such is life with animals of any kind but cats. Oh, she's a cat lover here, you guys. I was being facetious. I feel like I had to say facetious and not sarcastic because I'm on like Stephan Stern level right now. They are very well built. I'm just joking. To be self-sufficient for a long day. Stay strong. Stay strong, Steffi. Oh, I see. Well, keep your secrets then if you want to be mysterious, LOL. I look forward to the surprises and appreciate all that you do. Lacey, of course, I don't know why I had a sudden brain fart. It must have been because you had mentioned Chrissy. It looks like it's about time for another haircut and beard trim for me. Past time, actually. My beard looks like one of those old woolly willy toys where you use the magnetic pen to pull the iron dust around and make hair and a beard on the guy's face, but put it all over his face. Well, the tablet system shuts off at 4:30 for the shift change. He's such a liar. So I will have to sign off for now, but I'll try to get the tablet again soon. Much love and hugs to you both. Ta-ta, or talk to you later. That one was talk to you later. P.S. Lisa Houston has just sent me another connection request. They must be really desperate for a pen pal. Talk about persistence. Anyway, ta-ta for now. And then they write, let's say, hey, happy birthday. The tablet's going to die soon, but I wanted to message you and send my wishes. Can you send me commissary? FYI. He didn't say that. I did. Okay. Hey, sorry, I just picked up this message. I've been in meetings all afternoon, so this is Dad. Thank you for the birthday wish. Hey, your mom and I were just talking the other day about your growing up as teenagers. This is really, really interesting, you guys. As teenagers with our respective parents and how wacky it was for your mother growing up. My parents were divorced, so I didn't have the same issues. As you know, I played sports, worked, kind of raised myself. I'm curious, what were your impressions growing up as a teenager with us? Interesting. We hear that some people feel we are the cause of your crimes. Crazy, huh? What's your take on that? You guys, I have to say I feel bad for the parents in the sense only in the fact that they are feeling responsible because other people, and you guys know how the YouTube streets can be. People say shit to me all the time that isn't true. So they're saying shit that isn't true about them. And I get that. So that must be hard given the situation they're in. However, I don't think that excuses their questionable, if any, parenting choices over the years. It's just my opinion. It is hard to be a parent. My oldest is 22. My youngest is 17. It's much easier to just let them do what they want and to just be like a okay or whatever type of parent. It's harder to hold them accountable and to hold yourself accountable, right? Because that would be like, you can't, have your kid on a diet and go order a Big Mac type thing. Like that just doesn't make sense, right? So you have to practice what you preach. So I think that it's harder to be a good parent, but it's worth it in the end. I think that the parents were going through their own issues a lot of the time that he was growing up. Also remember, Stephan has a brother. So the mom has a son from a previous marriage. So he has a half brother who winds up leaving when he's very young and he goes off into the service and then moves out, never to return again. So I don't know what that's about. So hi, how are you doing? Hope you don't mind me writing you. I'm sure you could deal with a friend. Seeing your pictures online. This is what this woman, okay, you guys. So this is what the woman wrote him that's trying to get in touch with him in jail. Okay. Seeing your pictures online and you look very attractive, man. Blech. I see you like gaming. Me too. I love Pokemon Go. What about GTA? I love that too. Thought mostly, isn't that Grand Theft Auto? Jeez. So she goes from Pokemon to Grand Theft Auto. That sounds about right. Thought mostly drive knocking cops down. Oh, good. Try and get 5 stars. Then anything else, LOL. Do you play that? I live in the UK. I was in Florida last year for the first time. I loved it. Would like to go again next year. Just need to start saving. So it's expensive to go from here. We'll write more next time. If you're interested in keeping touch, take care, Lisa. And then he writes, hey, just got the tablet. Hope you had a peaceful and enjoyable birthday. In answer to your question, well, it's an interesting question and obviously a complex thing. So you guys, this next one right here might be the most important of all of the emails because it gives the most insight into how Stephan perceives his own upbringing. And if I'm being fair, I think that he reflected on this before he wrote back. Okay. So it says, to answer your question, well, it's an interesting question and obviously a complex thing. Growing up with you both was a mixture of things. It wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, of course, but it wasn't always rain clouds either. There were plenty of good times and good things, or at least I have some good memories. But if you're asking for anything that was not happy memories, I can give you a general rundown of that, at least from my perspective, without getting too far into any great detail. My brother, so the half brother, left pretty early for the reason we already know. I would love to know what that is. And I remember what life was like before he left in my early years, the times he would run away, etc., the fights between you and mom too, the heavy-handed discipline from her. So she heavy discipline. That's like narcissistic in itself as well. Sarah, if you're here, tell me what you think of that, or anybody else that has like been in that, like in a situation where you could point to that. So the heavy-handed discipline from her paired with the verbal and emotional aspects as well, while on the flip side, you seem to have somewhat more of a cool and perhaps even detached demeanor. You never seemed overly sentimental about anything. Think about what that says, you guys. So he's literally telling his dad that his dad has never given him any type of emotion at all. The general feeling of instability that was always present, the constant struggle, the constant moving around every couple of years, never really being able to put roots down anywhere, never having friends for very long, always having to start over somewhere new, just when I was feeling settled where we were. It always felt like I was just passing through wherever I was, and everyone else was just passing through my life. I never had a hometown. I don't have any friends from childhood. I've never gone to any class reunions or had any reason to. I never knew anyone or stayed anywhere long enough to bother. There seemed to have been a lot of turmoil and constant upheaval throughout my growing up, which is likely why I have been a loner for most of my life. I never had a chance to settle in to truly establish myself until we finally moved back here when I was 18, and I didn't want to be here. I didn't want to leave the West Coast at all. Perhaps that has contributed in some way to my being so dependent on you guys for so long, but I don't know. Maybe my mind just refuses to commit to settling down in Florida, but I didn't have the means he better get used to settling down in Florida now because he ain't going nowhere. But I didn't have the means or skills to get out on my own. When I look back on my life, I do feel a great deal of disappointment and regret. I don't lay all of it at your feet, and I don't fully blame either of you. Either. Some of it was my own fault as well for not trying harder or ever committing to finding my path in life, not taking good advice, and not just striking out on my own come what may. I suppose I was afraid of being untethered and on my own and facing the possibility of failure. But that attitude really only granted me more total and complete failure in the long run. That is so insightful, you guys. I'm not sure what kind of effect all of these things have had on a person growing up, but I imagine there's some kind of effect, whatever it may be. Either way, we all have made some mistakes on our own ends in our own ways. And of course, you know what lasting effects was caused by being run over when I was little and suffered that brain trauma. Oh gosh. Obviously, he has to blame something, you guys. This is where like he was doing so good, then he comes up with this. Obviously, there were some behavioral issues that persisted long after that. And I'm sure that another contributing factor to my development as well. I guess there isn't really any one thing to blame. He said that same thing about Maddie's death, you guys. He said there's not one person to blame. So that's interesting. And some very good times. It wasn't all rain clouds, as I said. And I always had a roof over my head and food on the table, clothes on my back. You always worked hard and tirelessly to provide for us. And you still do. Yeah, he does. He does. He's like, P.S., can you put some commissary? Can you top it off for me real quick? I love you both very much, and I've always been strongly attached to my family. I'm proud of you in a lot of ways. I don't know what that means. And you and Mom did the best you could, the only way you knew how, just like everyone else in their own respective situations. We were all just trying our own ways to get through. Obviously, you and Mom had your own share of interesting childhood memories with your own respective parents, and those experiences had their own lasting effects on you both, whether you are aware of them or not. These things all have a trickle-down effect from generation to generation. That is so true, you guys. And things like pain and trauma can also be passed down through the years. Also very true. And your parents had their own fair share of pain and trauma too. Again, very insightful. That seems to be the way of life for many people. Some have had it worse than others. Poor Maddie sure did. But as to what effect any of this had in regards to my current situation, I can't really say. I don't know for certain. I'm not a licensed psychologist. Well, thank God I'm here, but there's plenty of research and literature on the subjects available to anyone with access to a search engine. That's, I don't know, ignorant, and the desire to learn more about it. I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for. And obviously, this is all from my own perspective and point of view, which might be much different from yours and mom's. As I said, he's like, it might be different from yours and mom's. I don't want to hurt my chances of you topping off my commissary. As I said, I don't fully lay down the blame on either of you because I made my own share of mistakes and had my own problems, which you both did your best to deal with. And I know I gave you both plenty of grief along the way too, especially after my auto accident with the brain injury. You guys, this brain injury was when he was really young and he was like sitting down, and this is terrible. It's not good, but a car like backed up and hit him in the head. But again, like he doesn't pass out, nothing. They released him from the hospital that day. I don't know, like he wasn't going back for like traumatic brain injury appointments. It wasn't like that. So I think they're trying to, again, find something to blame. Now, he said, or who says this? Let's see. This is to Chris. So I guess this is Stephan again. Now, I'd like to talk about more pleasant things, if that's okay. I'm already feeling pretty depressed without going over the details of my life. How are the puppies doing? And how are things going at work? Any news? Any news? Do you have money to put on my commissary? Just kidding. Did you have a good birthday or eat anything special for it? So then Dad writes, hey, Steph, it's good to hear from you. I'm glad I can see these messages in the middle of the afternoon. I'm sorry, I didn't see your message until late yesterday. I didn't get home until 9 p.m. and I was in Orlando for a meeting. Mom's taking the bros for shots. That's the puppies. The puppies are pretty vocal. That was Thor. Either wanting more food or having an insatiable appetite, looking to snack on mom. Oh, ugh. Looking to snack on mom. I think he means the dog mom. At first I was like, what the? Or wanting attention. They're very loving and good cuddlers. Yesterday I met a 92-year-old man who was full of stories. One thing that stood out was that he had been to Area 51, seen things not allowed to talk about. He told me anyway, which I cannot repeat. Flown with Chuck Yeager and was involved with the Cuban crisis. Dad, really? Is he really that gullible, you guys? One comment in response about your numerous moves was due to the economic climate and business turmoil as you were growing up. You were too young to know what was happening. Many mergers and acquisitions during those times resulted in business consolidating to pay the debt used to make those acquisitions. When this happened, many jobs and positions were eliminated, all part of doing business. Most companies of those companies and positions no longer exist today, and those remaining people I grew up with, working with, have all faded to wherever. There is no security whatsoever working in the corporate world. You are better off working for yourself. Today, it's worse. For those willing to work, which doesn't seem like a lot, working for a company today means you're really there at the whim of whoever is managing the business. There are no longer 30 or 40-year employees receiving gold watches. You're at best an independent contractor. Employers today churn and burn through employees. I'm sure you've experienced some of that corporate world working at Disney for a few months. It's just business and everyone is expendable or collateral damage. Regardless, do what you must to feed the family and survive. So wait, let me see. I haven't checked over here in a while. How you guys doing over here? It's been a minute, so I don't want to go all the way back. I'll go back in a little bit. Let's see. He's so manipulative, 1,000%, Kelly. I can't stand when people play the victim card. I totally hear you, and I don't feel sorry for them. They look pitiful. I totally agree. He's never been untethered or on his own. 1,000%, Phoenix, 1,000%. PKC, how are you? Has he been listening to Taylor Swift? All I hear is I never, ever, ever. I could die. That was funny. Afton says some of it. And then Sarah says he's a silver-tongued devil. Oh, check my phone. Hold on. I'll check my phone in a minute. Let me see. Can I slow down? I'm not asking questions and answering them. I'm just putting my sarcasm in. I apologize. Check your super chats. I think I have a new member. Thank you, Sarah. Let me see. Because I don't want to miss anybody. Truth, what did I? Oh, look at that. You've been raising your hand for 5 minutes. Sarah, thank you. Sorry. This is the thing, you guys. So when I'm reading these, I'm on, I just heard like 2 other people bitch about this too, about StreamYard. For some reason, you can't be on the screen that you're on and StreamYard with the comments at the same time. So you have to go back and forth. So if you guys are ever in, if you're ever in somebody's show, just know that if they're like going back and forth a little bit, that's why, that they have to go back to read the comments and then go back to what they were doing again. If I tried to stay on the page with comments, it comes up this big and I can't see anything. And the reason I'm reading through this a little bit fast, yes, so there you go, Rachel. Oh, I can't believe I just said that. Oh, man. His mom is the type that would be a little nail fire in each little candy. Oh, isn't that the truth? There you go. Thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate that. The Adderall is kicking in. If anything, the Adderall is wearing off, right? Adderall slows me down. Adderall be Adderalling. That's funny. You guys, just so you know that if you have real ADHD, it slows you down, not speeds you up. So when I'm not taking my Adderall, I'm all over the place. I start like 45 things and don't finish any of them. And then when I take my medicine, I finish all those things. So that's how that works. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to keep reading these. Again, I'm going to come back and check every now and then. Let me see. What did I miss? He used her own words against her. He's emotionally manipulative. 1,000%. Good call. Very good insight there. That was good. And he bet he's asking for candy money. Yeah, for sure. For sure. She said breathe, bro. Oh, breathe, boo. I thought that said breathe, bro. Let's see. I talk this fast all the time, you guys. I have to like get a lot of stuff out in class. Hi, 12 gauge. Welcome. So good to see you here. He's such a creepy weirdo. That is so funny, isn't he though? Right? And I feel like, ew, did you guys hear when he was talking about his beard? I was like, ew, you're gross. The internet has been ripping him apart. That's right. It really has been. What's up with people? That's funny. All right, I'm going to keep reading in a second. Kids need structure and boundaries. Oh my gosh, isn't this true? Kids need structure and boundaries. Phoenix says, they'll be mad, but once they get older, they'll understand it and thank you for it. That couldn't be more true, you guys. Kids 1,000% need boundaries. Kids actually crave boundaries, even teenagers and young adults. A lot of times, teenagers and young adults, they don't want to do the wrong thing. So if they have a reason not to, and I always tell my kids, blame me if you have to, just say like, you know, my mom's a bitch, like say whatever you have to, just get out of the situation. And then I always tell kids, and you guys should tell people you know too, whether it's your children, nieces, nephews, neighbor, whoever, I always say, tell them about, I have like an X rule. So if my kids or any of their friends or anyone ever text me with just an X, I know that that means get me out of the situation. So I told him, I was like, I will call you and be the most dramatic I've ever been and give you a reason that you have to come home. And I'll say it so loud that you can hold your phone out like, this bitch is crazy. And like, I'll like make myself look crazy. I don't care, but I'll get you out of the situation. So I think that that's something that's helpful that other people could do with people that they love, because let's be honest, a lot of times these kids are in situations that they don't want to be in and they just don't know how to get out. So by giving them an out this way, that could be helpful. Again, you need to raise them so that they know how to get out of these things on their own. But if you have a 17-year-old and they're still figuring it out, that could be something that could be the difference between getting arrested or not. Dude, he's literally guilting the shit out of his parents. Oh, 1,000%. 1,000%, right? So he's like, I know that moving around might have done something. I'm like, wait, what? He's a guilt monger. Yes, that is so true. He's blaming them for his shitty life. Guess what, Stephan? You're an adult and can make your own path rather than using excuses, right? And he keeps talking about how much he needs to be there. So it's like, he needs them to be there. I'm like, of course you do. You need somebody to put money on your commissary. So they don't fully blame either one of you. I agree with that, right? But there are things that they did do that. So I'm known for one of my pieces of advice that my students, like I'm most well known for. I always say there's good news and bad news. The good news is it probably isn't about you. The bad news is it probably isn't about you. So hopefully that makes sense to people. I think that's true in this situation. The good news is this probably isn't really about his parents. The bad news is this probably really isn't about his parents. And the same in the opposite. The good news is they're choices weren't about him. The bad news is their choices weren't about him. So hopefully that makes sense. I can't stand it when people play the victim card. I don't feel sorry for them. They look pitiful. 1000%. All right, let's see. I read the Taylor Swift one. That was funny. Do you think that actual reality and guilt will ever fully weigh on Stephan? Nope. And his accountability for his action, therefore accepting his punishment, or will he play the victim to death? Phoenix, this is the thing. I almost said if Stephan is the one that did this, but I feel like he pretty much admits it in other ones. But in this particular situation, I don't know for sure, but I see personality disorder again. As a pedophile, he is preying on other people. And in this case, this isn't like a lot of the other cases we see. This is more literally like he is willing to harm this kid over and over and over again. He was essaying her since she was 8 years old. So one of the very first times that Jen ever brings him home to meet Maddie, I don't know where Jen goes or why she leaves them two alone for even 10 minutes. Who knows if she was getting a shower? I don't know. But one of the charges in the paperwork is that day he took the kid's phone from her, an 8-year-old, and then told her the only way she can have the phone back is if she stuck her tongue out and let him put his D on it for like 5 seconds or something. So she eventually does it to get her phone back. Another reason is because she's 8 and because we tell 8-year-olds to respect their elders, and that if an elder tells you to like have a seat, like tell mom afterwards, but listen to what they say. So I wonder how much of that was just her doing what she thought she was supposed to. But then he continues to use it against her and keeps going. It's horrifying. Okay, let's see what else we have here real quick before I go back. Okay, so Lee sounds like it will be mom, but seem to pull back to denial. Yes, they're so in denial, you guys. So in denial. Let's see what else we have. Hi, 12. Okay, yes, hi, everybody here. I so appreciate all of you being here. I really do. Oh, look. Hi, Sarah. Thank you again. You're the best. He has weaponized guilt. That is right. Thank you, Sarah, for your support. Isn't that right? All right. What else do we have here? Adderall makes me focus and slows me down. See, that's what happens to me, Phoenix. That's it. Without it, I'm like a crackhead. That is, can I tell you, one of the things, like one of my most horrible memories growing up was I had a friend that one time like accused me of doing speed. And I was like, huh? Like I've never done like crazy shit. I'm literally boring. I've like smoked pot before. That's about it. Like I haven't done anything. I've never even been drunk. Right. So when they accused me of that, I was like, I don't know. I was maybe like 20, 21, but I remember being like heartbroken and I was like, oh my God. And then realized that it was my ADHD. And I was like, why are people like accusing me of being on speed? And I wasn't on my medicine yet. As soon as I got on my medicine, I was then accused of like taking Xanax. I'm like, what is happening? Like I can't win either way. So I've come to realize that you're never going to be able to please everyone. And if whatever works for you, right? Oh, that's me. I've never been diagnosed officially, but ADHD. Absolutely. There's so many people, Mary Beth, with ADHD. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's so many people that are undiagnosed, especially over 20 years old. I think we're looking at it more in the past 20 years. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? And then I'll go back to reading real quick. I just wanted to take a short break. My aunt did that with me because I've never had a backbone to say no. Thank you so much for saying that. I had the same problem and I still do sometimes, let me be honest. So I'll try to please everyone. And then I have to like remind myself that I need to please myself too. So for example, today I very much wanted to go live, but I was trying to like accommodate everybody's timing. And the truth is that there's never going to be a perfect time that everybody can get on at the same time. So I had to consider that I have to go pick my daughter up, like stuff like that. And I'm like, that has to be like when I do it. And I love everybody, but there's only so much I could do to accommodate everybody, right? So I think that's a big part, is understanding your limits and stuff. And then just respecting yourself for that and not worrying about what other people are thinking. So Mark, it's nice. I don't have to listen to her on replay at 2.0. She's already here. Aw, Kelly, you're the best. He puts in just enough effort to keep them returning his calls. 1,000%, Sarah. And I think the other thing is, for the dad, this is his only child, let alone his only son. So I think that he really, he sees Stephan in himself, right? Because it's his son. It's like a reflection of him. So I think it's like hurting his own ego that this is the kid that turned out. And you have to remember, his dad is a realtor, so he's constantly interacting with other people. So having Stephan in jail for this is not helping his realtor career, I'm assuming, right? If you were going to look at a house and he was your realtor, even if you would still go with him, I mean, I don't think that people should hold this against him, but he even has to be thinking in his head, like, do they know who my son is? What are they thinking right now? Are they, and he probably has all kinds of things going through his head. So I think that that's important, that this really does affect them either way. I think he will always play the victim card. I do too. Oh, I do too. Absolutely. There would be no reason, because if by him admitting things, it's almost like he then lets his parents down in the ways that they don't want to be let down. All right, let's see. What else do we have here? Oh my gosh, there's some. Oh my God, Mark. You guys, I don't even know how to react with this stuff. I really am so appreciative, and I cannot believe that you guys are like so committed like I am. I promise to always stay committed. And just so you guys know, anybody in here that's now a member, after we hang up, I just wanted to tell you, I didn't get a chance to write a post. I just at like 5 o'clock in the morning posted a video that I'm not posting to my YouTube because I don't want to mess up my algorithm, but it's like a video for emotions with kids. So I hope that everybody after this goes and watches it. It's only 2 minutes. It's not long, but it actually took like 2 days to make. Like, it took a lot of time. It wasn't something that I did quickly. All of the cartoons and everything I had to keep doing until I felt like they were what I was looking for. So hopefully you guys will go check that out after this. But it's a 2-minute video and it's about emotions, and it's called The Feeling Lab with Dr. Vona. I even put a jingle at the end. I forget what it is, but it's something like, I don't know, name it, feel it. That's the key in the Feelings Lab with Dr. V. And then it's like happy, sad, or in between. Something about feelings are part of me. And then that's it. I don't know, but it was cute at the time. I was really tired too. Okay, so let's see what else we have here. Do people get prescribed Adderall to speed them up if they have ADHD? No, absolutely not. Hypo ADD? No. No, they shouldn't. I'm sure that there's somebody out there that will. Hi, Nina. Welcome. I'm sure there are some people out there like that, but no, if you have true ADHD, ADHD is one of the only mental disorders that we have where you could give medication and know if the person has it almost instantaneously. With SSRIs, or selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, it takes 6 to 8 weeks for your brain to build more receptor sites to take in the extra flow of serotonin. With Adderall, right, if you have ADHD, has anybody seen like the kids running around like all crazy and then they give them medicine and they're like, that's literally what it does. So the first time I took Adderall, they have to like know what dose is good for you. So they usually try to underdo it so that you're not, but the first time I took it, it was too much for me and I literally fell asleep. So my first dose, I fell asleep. So that was a huge, huge indicator that, and this was after me explaining that my brain was like a carnival that never shut off. So it shut off, the whole carnival shut down and I was like out. So it's literally one of the only disorders that we have that you could take a medicine and know instantaneously if you have that or not. Myself, I think I have ADD, but also have fatigue and heavy dose of procrastination. In other words, you're funny, laziness. You're not lazy. Will you stop it? All right, let's see what else we have here before I get back. Who said bless her heart? Bless your heart. Sarah, isn't that like Southern for go F yourself? Tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like that's what people have told me in the past. But that's okay if that's what it means. Aw, I love you. You're the best. I'm so glad you're here. I love listening. I always walk away knowing something new. You have no idea, Kelly. Just you saying that is all the reason why I want to be here even more. So I think that that's amazing, and I appreciate you for saying that. So let's like and comment on the video. Yes, please. And I know that most of you are subscribed because I see that you're green. So, or whatever. But just if you're not, just make sure you subscribe. Not join, but subscribe so that we can help me get into the algorithm so that I can continue to grow. I can't get to 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 subscribers without you guys. And yes, I did just say that I'm going big. You need to set your goals big in life. And I'm done setting my goals to mediocre. I'm going big or nothing. I remember thinking, well, I'm in the present moment. Good job, not in the past or future, and the sky is so beautiful I could cry. That's amazing. That's how you know your medicine's working, right? And then one of my very good friends is like that. If she doesn't take her medication, it's almost as if she's slightly manic. But as soon as she takes her medication, she's leveled out. Kelly, I'm so glad you said that. And I hope that you, as her friend, never, ever judges her or accuses her of being on a substance, knowing that that's just how her brain works. Because I could see how somebody from the outside might think that, but then it winds up like hitting you like, this is supposed to be like one of my closest friends. Like, do they not know me? Like, just accusing me, like it almost felt like you don't even know who I am. So I think that just for those things and already feeling like an outsider when you have ADD or ADHD, so to have a friend like you is so special. I can't even tell you. A race car brain with a non-racer world. That's amazing. I always say that I have a carnival that won't shut the F off. Bless your heart is an all-purpose phrase. So yes, that means go F yourself. Is that what you're saying, Afton? I'm just kidding. Okay, Dr. V, let's go. Dream big and then double it. That's right. Oh my God, who is this? Well, you're crazy. You gifted one membership. Thank you, Sarah. Whoever got that from Sarah, please thank her. Oh, Kelly, was it you? Kelly, are you our newest member? Wow. Thank you so much, Sarah. You guys are so good to me. I don't even know how to thank you, except for to tell you that I will never turn my back and I will always, once I do something, you guys, if I say I'm going to do it, I do it. Anybody that knows me can attest to that. All right, so let me get back to here real quick, just so that I'm not here for 12 days, because you guys aren't going to hang on for that long. So let's see. This is very true of the corporate world. So we already read that one. Not all corporations are like what you described, but the ones that are, it's self-evident. On the brighter side, I like what I see happening in tech. It's changing quickly, and it's fast-paced and becoming increasingly fast. Buckle up. I like the emerging technology, and you know how much I love tech stuff. Anything to improve efficiency. How's the commissary fund? Oh, here we go, commissary again. I just made an order yesterday. Lots of coffee and butterscotch, some saltines, a few bags of chips, some pickles, and a pack of mackerel for protein, along with some spicy peanuts. Ew, are they good, you guys? Spicy peanuts? I love chips and hot sauce, but I don't know about spicy peanuts. All in all, about $50 worth of supplies, I think. That should leave about $15 to $20 after tomorrow. But I think I should reduce the order. I could try today. The tablet will die soon, which he gets flagged on. I want to see what happens with tech and experience it too. But that's an uncertain prospect for me right now. I want to see how VR technologies improve in the coming decades. They are already pretty awesome. And then Dad writes back, no, leave the order as is, or this might, no, it's Dad. Leave the order as is. Just let me know when things get too low and I will replenish it. Yeah, me too. Although I don't think I'm ready to be transported. Not after seeing the movie The Fly. That didn't work out well. Well, maybe we should work on the battery life more. LOL. Love ya. Thanks for the birthday wishes. And then we have just got the tablet. Oh, wait, how much do we want to bet here that he asked for commissary? Just got the tablet. Yeah, I agree about battery life. Battery tech is due for some upgrades. Speaking of which, I turned down the brightness on the tablet in an effort to preserve more battery. I just saw the inmates get some special, oh, this is, you guys, wait for this one. Ready? Okay. I just saw some inmates get some special food deliveries today. Things like calzones, buffalo wings, Phillies. What are Phillies? The only Phillies I know are blonde, so I don't know. Burgers, etc. I asked the officer, and I can't believe that they flag officer, what those were, and they said they are fresh favorites, which are special meals that your family can order you from the commissary website. I have no idea what is available or even how much they are, although I assume they're likely not cheap. But I thought it was interesting anyway, and I wanted to see if it could be researched that a bit and figure out the details and tell me what the deal is with that, since I can't look at them from my end. I doubt they are really worth it, except maybe as an occasional special treat. Again, here goes that guilt again. But the officer said they are way better than the usual fare you get here, which means they definitely wouldn't be cheap, But we can still look into it and find out either way. Can we, Stephan? Or you mean your dad can look into it? I'm hoping the books you guys ordered start coming through. It usually seems to take a day or two after delivery to get to me down here. So if any were delivered Tuesday, I would expect to start receiving them today or tomorrow. How's the weather been lately? It's always been the same here. Although I finally got to go outside for some rec time a couple of days ago, they put me in the bullpen, oh, you guys, which is a small fenced-in spot that is separate from the rest of the yard. So the inmates can have rec while the other pods are in the main yard. But it went about the way you could expect. The other inmates immediately crowded the fence near me and started asking me about my case, hurling insults and death threats, etc. I ended up going back inside for my allotted time was ended. So he winds up going back inside because everybody gets to him. I think that this is like the punishment that I think he needs. So he needs to see that he's about to go to Gen Pop eventually, or that he could be there at any moment. And these are how the guys at Gen Pop are going to treat him, right? So for the book, you guys, I just saw a book emoji and I'm like, wait, what did I write for that? And I wrote, even Amazon said, yeah, no, he doesn't need an imagination. He needs introspection. So he needs to like reflect. How about that one? And then I wrote double cheeseburger, soda, and tater tots are coming Thursday. Meanwhile, your trial is serving up cold justice and forensic receipts. This guy is just crazy, you guys. He really is. So, hey, glad to hear you got some outside time. Sorry for the inmates that they weren't hospitable, because the inmates are usually hospitable. I'll research the commissary website and get back to you. I'm not at home right now. It will be later. I'm actually at the store picking up supplies. Does anybody else call their food supplies? Him and Stephan both call them supplies. For Mexican cornbread. The weather has been typical for this time of year. Heavy thunderstorms late in the afternoons. I'll take that over hurricanes any day. So then Stephan reads, oh, just reading the words Mexican cornbread made my mouth water. I miss that. I won't ask for any of those special meals if they're too pricey. Here we go again with guilt. You guys already do so much by providing commissary and books. By the way, can you tip up my commissary a little bit? My biggest wish for my life has been to get to that point that I was no longer a burden on you both. Said not Stephan, ever. I hate that I'm still such a burden. No, you don't. It seems like every time I'm on the verge of getting my shit together, some damn thing always goes wrong. Here we go again, you guys. It's always somebody else's fault. It's never his fault, right? I can't figure it. I'm sorry for it. You guys, this is one of the first times he actually apologizes for something, which makes me think he's going to ask for commissary money. Truly, all the years and effort you put into me should have paid off by now. And it is one of my greatest shames to have failed you so many times. I don't know what to do at this point, or if I'll have the chance to get it right. You won't. I hope I will, but with my luck, who knows? It's not your luck. With your actions, who knows? This has nothing to do with luck, Stephan. So here we go. Oh, look, they found meds and they flagged that. So I'm sure you're right. It might be a little pricey, but we'll check it out. Things are improving. Your future has always been our greatest concern and frustration. So much potential. Okay, you guys, here goes that potential word again. I know I just went off a little bit, but potential isn't like one of my favorites. I feel like potential is like I could be this or I could do that. I don't know. I don't know if that sounds mean, but to me, I'd rather you have whatever it is than to think about the potential, right? So instead of them thinking about his potential, they should have just did. They should have said, you are a good worker, or you're really good at reading books, Stephan. Why don't you write a book? Like, do something. But I feel like potential is just not concrete enough. So he writes, so much opportunity lost, of course. As much as I tried racking my brain, I just couldn't come up with the right motivation, incentive, or enough encouragement to see what everybody else saw in you. For you to see. I was going to say, what the heck is that? For you to see what everybody else saw in you. Regardless of the outcome, turn the negative into something positive and make something happen. You're too intelligent not to. I think you can make an impact to others. We are at a loss at determining how you arrived at this point in your life. We're anxious to hear. I just left the doctor's office. They're taking me off one of my medications and reducing my insulin. I'm down nearly 70 pounds since late January. That obviously is making a significant impact on my health. I think I'll be off any insulin in about a year. That's amazing. Yay. And the cardiologist talked me off one of my heart meds as well. That was an expensive drug I no longer have to contend with. So that's amazing. That's actually really good news. So he writes, wow, way to go. That's wonderful news for you. And I'm glad to hear that your health is improving. I'm hoping mom will have similar news as well soon. Have you managed to lose all that weight, or how have you managed? Diet changes, more exercise? What's the secret? You guys, I'm not even his kid, and I just lost power. We're in the dark, you guys. Dun, 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 dun. Thank God I charged my laptop, but we've lost power. Watch, I'll have the best of my Wi-Fi now that I lost power. That's just how life is, right? You guys, I don't like being in the dark. It's like you lay 5 buckets on a counter and someone takes it just because. Hi, you guys. This is crazy. I can't believe you all stayed on here, and I don't know how the back changed. I don't know why I look so like grainy. I don't know what that alarm is. Is that carbon monoxide? Oh my God, you guys, it's like the apocalypse here. What's happening? I'm back, you guys. I don't know what's happening though. We have alarms going off. We have a generator outside. There's a tree that if it falls on the house, I'm done. My husband said it's not going to hit the house. I'm a little bit dramatic, but it looks like it's going to hit the house. This is crazy. Can you guys hear it out there? No, you guys have no idea. I've never seen a storm like this. There's like red and green lights across the street flickering, which makes me think somebody's about to get zapped. It's like I've never seen it like this. Like my husband's what?
Shit.
Oh, he went outside for 2 seconds and he's literally drenched from head to toe. I've never seen it like this ever. I can't believe you guys hung on.
Tried to lift her pot up because it fell.
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about that. Raining, it's not just raining, Sarah. It's like monsooning. It's like buckets of rain. It's severe thunderstorms, and I've never seen it like this. My electricity's out, which is why I'm in the dark right now. And that's why my cable went out, so I had to hook back up to my cell phone. So that's why it's like a little bit grainy, but hopefully you guys could still hear me. If for some reason it goes out again, just know that in Pennsylvania, we lost everything right now. So in the South, that's a block party. That's so funny. Yes, it's crazy. So is the rain still on the outside? Yes, thank God. Afton, shut up. Oh, wait, not Truth Exposed. I love you too. But I just wanted to highlight this. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I see that you're green, and I don't know if I missed anything here. Oh my God, PKC is too. What's happening, you guys? Thank you. Oh my God. You guys are so good to me. I can't even take it. You really are. You guys are like the best YouTube family ever. My husband said we have to come up with like a family name. We should be like the mob since it's an Italian thing, you know? We got the same storm going on in Clearwater. Oh, you're in Clearwater? Cleo, you're even green? What is happening? I'm like perplexed. I don't even know what to say. We had a tornado 2 days ago. Oh my God. So you guys, I have to be honest. So I was telling Truth this the other day. We had a tornado warning and we don't have them much here. Like, you know, so my husband was asleep and he had work like at 5 a.m. and it was like 1 a.m. So I'm like, oh my God, they just came on and gave us like an alert that everybody needs to like get to the basement of their houses immediately. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I need to wake my husband up. We're going to die. Da, da, da. So I go to wake him up. Do you guys know what he said to me? He said, please don't wake me up ever again. If I blow away, I blow away. But I have work in a couple hours and I am not going to the basement to see if a tornado comes. And I was like, right, but this is for real. Like they said, we have to go into the basement. And he went, yeah, I'm going back to bed. He's like, enough, please stop. And I was like, oh my God, he's going to blow away. But it's all right. We never got a tornado. So I was pretty glad that he didn't get up and come down. I don't panic unless it's a PSD warning. Yes, that's what we had. We had a tornado warning, but my husband didn't care. He told me that'll blow away. Oh my. Oh wait, you guys, I'm live. My kids are running and screaming. I'm live. I know, we're in the dark. She said, I'm so sorry. She just got here. I've just told them we're. ADH crew is hacking in. Why? What did I miss? In the end, things are always okay. Wait, what is it? Deranged Minds Mafia. Love it. We could be the mob crew. Well, no, Mob Squad. I feel like somebody else already has that. But we have to do something mafia related since that's like in my DNA. So something about the mafia. So if somebody comes up with a good one, let me know. I don't panic. Oh, yeah, I just read that one. Good people support good people. The minds behind true crime. Aww. You guys see me and I'm good people. Well, how funny is this that we're having a tornado right now? And my daughter just came in and I was like, shut up, I'm live. And she's like, I almost just died in the rain and whatever. Mom of the Year award goes to me. I told her to have a seat. It's only rain. Relax, kid. Meanwhile, the whole house is shaking. Atlantic Mafia. The Mad Mob. Oh, the Mad Mob is a good one because we're like, right? Does anybody ever hear Gray Hughes do that? It's so funny. Every time he whistles, I laugh. He's like, and he like genuinely means it. He'll like call somebody stupid, but he does that first. When I do it, I'm just joking. The family. That's it, Mark. We're the family. That's 1,000% it. And let me tell you why. Everything that has to do with Mafia has to do with the family. The family is the center root of your entire life. Even if you have a narcissist Mr. Sharp, and I know here at all, zero. So tethering off of which I don't. We're definitely, I don't know, any more, than that. So whether I can read it or do we offer